I ended up at the Wellness House because 4 women on my block have cancer. And one of the women knew about the Wellness House and said, I won't go there unless you all go too. So we started coming to the Wellness House. We stayed for a good long time because it is the best. I mean, I'm out of treatment right now, so I really probably shouldn't be at the Wellness House, but every time I go in for a checkup, I get the Jim Jams. It teaches me how to say no. We always want to do everything for everybody, and then we end up not taking care of ourselves. So it's teaching me how to say no and how to take care of myself, because, I mean, we know what we're supposed to do, but there's always something that's more important than taking a walk or eating right or going to sleep when you're supposed to or getting up when you're supposed to. There's always something. So the Wellness House helps me and encourages me to live more healthily and take time for myself. Some of the programs also help calm down the monkey mind, which I've got a real problem with. Anytime I'm stressed out, I can't focus and I start revving up. And the therapeutic music is very useful. The yoga is amazingly helpful for calming down the monkey mind. And the art is just the best.
What's the monkey mind?
It's something they talk about in yoga when you're supposed to be breathing slowly and deeply through your nose to incite the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms you down. The other nervous system revs you up. I didn't even know I had another nervous system until I came here. So I see this over and over. New people come to the Wellness House and they haven't calmed the monkey mind yet, and they are freaking out. They're panicking. They don't know what their next test is going to do. They don't know if the surgery is going to work. And if they can just calm down, it helps them. It helps all of us. I got my first cancer in the 80s. And at that time, it was one of the most common killers of women. This was before Pap tests. And I got a cervical cancer, which now they think of as an STD. But it was devastating. It was devastating. And there wasn't very much information about it. There was one book at the library, And then when I got my second cancer in 8 years ago, there's acres of books at the library. But it's just as devastating. I know now that it can be chronic. It doesn't have to be fatal, but it's still, you say goodbye to yourself because cancer sucks the hours out of the day. You no longer can do what you wanted to do physically, emotionally, or just the hours of the day. All of the doctor's appointments, all of the tests, all of the driving to the tests, all of the waiting. There's no time left for you. How do you react to a cancer? You freak, and the monkey mind takes over. So what's the difference between having support and not having support? What's the difference between having people around you that care about you and the volunteers here? Do it because they really care about you, and you can feel the difference in when you walk in, that this is not for profit, that these people want to help you and want you to be better. I lost a couple of friends because they didn't want to deal with, the last one, my doctor told me it was going to be hard and that it was going to take at least a year for me to recover. And someone that I love very much told me it would be better if I died on the table than had the surgery. So I don't think about that. Recovering was a long, hard time. I'd have to go walking to help get the chemicals and things out of my system. And a lot of times I just wanted to lie down and die. Being able to come to the wellness house, if I could get out of the house to get here, I knew it would help. You have to take time to come here. And you have to get out of the house to come here, which if you're going through chemo or radiation, the last thing you want to do is get up and get out and make the effort. I mean, cancer, you go to, I call it Planet Bathrobe. And it's wonderful to hear when the children's programs are going on, to hear them laughing, to hear them doing something. Because, I mean, when I was a kid, cancer was not talked about, and you didn't have children around anybody that had cancer. You know, you didn't even want to admit that it was in the family or in the neighborhood or whatever. So I like being here and hearing the children laugh and seeing them taking the programs and knowing that they're not ruled by their fear like my generation was. That it's really an endurance event. It's really tough. You gotta have guts to make it through, and that's one of the nice things about the Wellness House is that it, you know, you can have a stiff upper lip, and if you can get out and come through those gates, then you got it made.